Jonathan is in Melbourne, PA. Hey, Jonathan.
Yeah, I think it's horrible what happened in at the Army base. But at the same time, I think it's an isolated incident, and I think that basically the right wing, the Fox fear machine is kind of drumming up this stuff. But I mean, the FBI or military intelligence has got to be on it, if not already, because he was already filing through the chain of command, so they were already aware of it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I don't know, it just seems like all Fox does is the fear-mongering and all that stuff, and it's
sure.
it just seems unrealistic. I mean, you'd think they would have learned something after the whole WMD thing before the Iraq...
Wait, who would have learned something?
Well, I hope that Fox might have, about the fear-mongering and stuff. I mean, because...
Jonathan, that's why they do what they do. They're not going to unlearn their business model. Their business model is to lie, scare people, be racist, sick sons of bitches over the airwaves, and rake in the money from corporate America, because corporate America wants a company like Fox channel to keep people diverted, to keep people looking at their navels, looking at the worms on the ground instead of what's going on above their heads, where corporate America is stealing everyone blind. Fox isn't going to change anything. They're not going to sit there and say, okay, let us try some truth. No, never, Jonathan, never. You get that, right?
Well, I mean, I just hope that eventually they'll try to be a little more objective and less... No. They will not. That's like I said, that's not their function. Their function, it's not a news channel. Come on, Jonathan. They call themselves, I could say, Mike Malloy, a marathon runner, so what? I'm not a marathon runner, but I could still say it. When they say Fox News Channel, it's not a news channel. It's a propaganda outlet. It's a sewer. It's where crazy, goddamn psychopaths sit there all day long and tell people lies and make stuff up and try to destroy the country. Fox News Channel, every single person that works there is lusting after an assassin to go after President Obama. That's what they want. That's what they're pushing for. That's what the entire network is trying to do, is to get someone to shoot the president. That's their only function. That's the only reason they're there. Well, I think your show is totally awesome. I just don't understand why it's so, it's so obvious that the media is watched by a lot of people, and it doesn't necessarily, movies and stuff, whatever, that's, just for fun and all that. But the news is supposed to be, informative and not, opinionated, and, so it just doesn't, I don't understand how a country can expect to get proper information from news organizations that give opinion instead of fact.
Well, it's impossible, and as we have been warned throughout the history of this country, if we are not an informed citizenry, we are going to lose even the hope of being a real representative or a real democratic republic, which we never have been, not really, but it's slipping away. And keep in mind, and we've talked about this before also, Jonathan, the only profession that was given constitutional protection was doing the news. It wasn't medicine. It wasn't manufacturing sabers or flintlocks, or it was, the First Amendment, a free, unfettered press, absolutely necessary to the survival of a free people. If you don't have a free press, you don't have a free people. We have not had a free press in this country for 30 years. And it's getting worse. There are still efforts desperately being made. McClatchy newspapers, all their writers desperately are trying to buck the tide. There are still some writers at the Times, at the Post, at the LA Times, at the Chicago Tribune. There are a few writers, Miami Herald, who are struggling, who are desperately, Atlanta Journal-Constitution, trying to keep journalism alive, but they're fighting a losing battle. They are. They just are. Unless normal people once again assert control of this country, where it concerns not just government but media. Just take your pick. The military, if any institution. Until normal people, that means take all these filthy goddamn Republicans and conservatives and dump them in a hole somewhere, because they're destroying the country. They are literally shredding the country.